Cash budgeting. In compliance to the requirement for the course Applied Business Mathematics, we have been asked to prepare a monthly cash budget for Narda Corporation. A given data are shown here. This is the solution I made. Shortly, I will be explaining to you how the solution was made and come up with cash budgeting for the month of June to September for Narda Corporation as the problem requires. So let's begin. To start with, I will read the whole given case and identify each given data and summarize it through this template. Narda Corporation's actual sales and purchases for April and May are shown here along with forecasted sales and purchases for June through September. Here are the given information. The company makes 10% of its sales in cash and 90% on credit. Of the credit sales, 20% are collected in the month after the sale and 80% are collected 2 months after. The company pays 40% of its purchases in the month after purchase and 60% 2 months after purchase. Labor expense equals 10% of the current month's sales. Overhead expense equals 36,000 per month. Amortization payments of 80,000 are due in June and September. A cash dividend of 150,000 pesos is scheduled to be paid in June. Taxes of 75,000 are due in June and September. There is scheduled capital outlay of 800,000 in September. The company's ending cash balance in May is 40,000. The minimum desired cash balance is 30,000 pesos. Prepare a monthly cash budget for June to September. We will just minimize this so that we can look at it. Alright. So the given month has an actual sales and forecast purchase for the month of April and June to September respectively. On this given information, we have supplied it here. Months, April to September. Sales given of each month. Purchases of each month. The company makes 10% of its sales in cash and 90% on credit. Of the credit sales, 20% are collected in the month after the sale and 80% are collected 2 months after. Cash monthly sales is equal to monthly sales times 10%. The result, these are the cash sales amount for each month. Of the 90% credit sales or receivables, 20% of it are collected in the month after sales, and 80% of it are collected 2 months after. To get the percentage of 20% and 80% of 90%, we multiply 90% times 20% is equal to 18%, which means it's 80% of the sales. And 90% times 80% is equal to 72%, which means 72% of the sales. Therefore, monthly credit sales or receivables is equal to monthly sales times 18% and 72% respectively. Since 18% are collected in the month after sales, that means Collected amount, credit sales will reflect in the month of May, and so on. So these are the credit sales of each month. And 72% are collected in the month after 2 months. That means the collected amount will reflect in the month of June, and so forth. These are the 72% credit sales of each month. These cash sales and credit sales are the sources of cash of Narda Corporation. Monthly purchase payments. Next is the company pays 40% of its purchases in the month after purchase and 60% 2 months after purchase. So purchases payments, monthly purchase payments is equal to monthly purchases times 40% and 60% respectively, where 40% made payments are done after the month's purchase and 60% made payments are done after 2 months after the month's purchase. So these are the 40% made payments for each purchases. And these are the 60% made purchases, made payments for each purchases. Next is the labor expense equals 10% of the current month sales. So labor is equal to, monthly labor expense is equal to monthly sales times 10%. These are the labor expense of each month. Overhead expense equals 36,000 per month. These are the overhead expense for each month with a fixed amount of 36,000 pesos. Amortization payments of 80,000 are due in June and September. 80,000 which will due on June and in September. A cash dividend of 150,000 is scheduled to be paid in June. Taxes of 75,000 are due in June and September. There is a scheduled capital outlay of 800,000 in September. These are the uses of cash of Narda Corporation. So as we sorted out the given data, we can now prepare a cash budget for June to September of Narda Corporation and fulfill the minimum required cash balance of 30,000 pesos. To begin with, it says that the company's ending cash balance in May is 40,000 pesos. This will be forwarded as the beginning cash balance for the month of June. As we already identified the given information, cash sales, accounts receivables, purchases, labor, overhead, amortization, dividends, taxes, capital outlay. So, the cash sales for June is equal to 65,000. Accounts receivable in June is equal to 748,800, with total cash available of 853,800. The identified uses of cash are purchases, which is a total of 252,000, labor expense of 65,000, overhead expense with a fixed amount of 36,000, amortization payments with 80,000 pesos, dividends of 150,000 pesos, taxes of 75,000 pesos. To have an ending balance for the month of June, total cash available minus the total use of cash is equal to the ending cash balance, which has 195,800 as the ending cash balance for the month of June. The ending cash balance of the month of June will be forwarded as the beginning cash for the month of July, which is 195,800. The cash sales for July is 55,000. Accounts receivable for July, a total of 693,000. The total cash available is 943,800. With an identified purchases made on July, a total of 240,000, with a labor expense of 55,000, an overhead expense of 36,000, to have an ending balance, deduct the total cash available against uses of cash, will have an ending balance of the month of July 612,800. As the cash ending balance for month of July shall be forwarded as the beginning cash balance for the month of August, with 612,800 as the beginning cash, with a cash sales of 58,000, accounts receivable with a total of 567,000, total cash available is 1,237,800, with an identified purchases a total of 288,000, labor expense with 58,000, and a fixed amount overhead expense of 36,000. If you deduct the total cash available less the uses of cash, it will have an ending cash balance of 855,800 to be forwarded as the beginning cash balance for the month of September. The beginning cash of the month of September is 855,800 with a cash sales of 66,000. Accounts receivable with a total value of 500,400. The total cash available for the month of September is 1,422,200, with a purchases of a total of 376,000, labor expense 66,000, overhead expense 36,000, amortization expense 80,000, taxes 75,000, capital outlay 800,000. It will have an ending balance of negative 10,800 pesos. Therefore, in order to comply with the target of 30,000 cash balance, the company must borrow a minimum of 40,800 pesos to compensate for the 10,800 forecasted loss by end of September. This action will make the September ending balance of 30,000 pesos. This is the cash budgeting for Narda Corporation for the month of June to September. Thank you.